Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Cynicalex, and today we are finally looking at the new player experience. I've been wanting to make this video for you guys for a long time, and I finally figured out how to do it. I basically just bought a piece of hardware that allowed me to play a brand new game on a brand new Android iOS or OS, and yeah, basically this is what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be going through the new player experience and seeing all of the things that new players would see for the first time, trying to see it through their eyes, what works, what doesn't work, what's hilarious, what characters they might recommend you to start off with, some things to avoid as a new player, and some things to do as a new player. This is not a guide per se, but these are just my thoughts all collected into one video about the new player experience and my experience playing through it as a veteran player. So you will notice that the first part of this video has no sound. That's because I'm an idiot and I didn't know how to make the sound come through without it picking up like my tapping on the screen and all that stuff. I figured out how to do it later on, so we'll get the Netmarble again soon. But for now, you have to just bear with my ugly voice. One more thing, guys. Obviously, most of this video is sped up because it's way too boring to watch at full speed, and this video would be unbearably long. The parts that are really important, I do slow down a little bit for you, so keep that in mind. But for the most part, we're going to be going at breakneck speed. So one thing I want to say right off the bat is I think that Netmarble does a really good job of introducing people to the game. I mean, the very first fight, you're starting off with high-level characters, which is pretty standard for these kinds of games, but it's cool because the fight doesn't go all the way through to the end. As you guys saw, you kind of white out and then you're in this different place altogether, and then it brings you back and it says, okay, this is how you're going to start the game. 1-star characters, you're going to do damage in the double digits, which I haven't seen for a long time, which is pretty hilarious. And then it kind of it builds you back up again. And one thing I do have to say that Netmarble gets done really well, that's so effective, is the feeling you get when you unlock a new character. So most of the story mode missions, when you first fight a character as the boss, whether it's Iron Man, Captain America, Mockingbird, whatever, whoever it is, you usually get 10 of their bios and you unlock them as a 1-star character. Vision, War Machine, etc. I just think they did such a good job of it, and you'll see it a few times in the video where it just feels so satisfying to unlock that character. And even though I've unlocked these characters before and I have most of them mastered at 6 stars, I felt good. I was like, yeah, I fucking got Vision. Yeah, I got fucking Bullseye. It looks good visually, it feels right, and I think they just do a really good job of emphasizing like you've unlocked this character. It might be a bit too overemphasized because then the character sucks because they're 1-star, but I just think that they did that so well, and I'm glad because it probably draws in a lot more new players to the game, maybe partly because of that reason. So I was kind of cute with the nickname there, guys. Cynic Alberto, my Spanish brother, my Latino twin. He's out there somewhere. We will find him one day, guys. Hashtag Debris Boys, hashtag Detectives. So, get on me with that. This part's really funny. So I summoned this person, Savio, and it asks me if I want to send them a friend request. I think that's hilarious. And it does that every single time that you summon someone with the assistance, because you don't have any friends. Like, Netmarble knows that I'm a loser and I don't have any friends, so it like creates friends for me. And I don't know if these are real people. They must be real people. But and it lets me add them at the end once I've teamed them, use the team up, the assistance call. If you don't use it, I don't think it asks you to send them a message, but it's still really funny. Here, guys, this is the daily rewards that you get as a new player. So you basically, at the end of 7 days of playing the game, you'll get a 6-star character for free. Note, guys, these 20 biometrics daily, big asterisk here. If you don't use it, you lose it, okay? Steve Carell taught us, and I'm going to reinforce it here. I actually didn't play the game for a couple of days after this initial shot, after these initial few levels, and I lost my 20 biometrics. Here we go, the Netmarble. It might be overshadowed by my voice, but hopefully you guys caught it there. Your man Cynicalex finally figured out how to use the volume rocker on his fucking tablet, and so there we go. Let there be sound, as someone once said famously. So you guys can see the Sin rewards and the check-in rewards. There's really a lot of stuff that you get on the screen, so it makes you really feel like you're getting a lot of rewards. And later on, you guys will see that my inventory under the gift tab is just full of shit. It's crazy. I spend like almost a minute just clicking and selecting things that I was gifted to by the GM. So I mean, whichever GM it is that's sending all that stuff to new players, that's great. It's amazing. I really felt like, wow, I'm getting all this free stuff. This game's great when I was going through and clicking on it. Here I tried to contemplate which uniform to get once I had enough crystals, and I honestly don't know. Like, none of the uniforms really jump out at me as one that a new player would like absolutely need. Probably one of the best ones for new players, I guess, is probably one that changes type, so like kingpins or deathlocks, but even those are hard to justify because, you know, alliance battle is really hard, and just because you have one of those characters' uniforms, it doesn't really translate into that many more successful plays of alliance battle, and you don't even have alliance battle unlocked when you start anyways. I quickly realized that most of the game is locked for good reason. Most of the game is locked to new players, and so alliance battle is not even possible until I think you're level 5, which you guys will see pretty soon. But it basically forces you to play through all of the story missions quite linearly before you can start to go through the other modes in your own way and kind of do your own thing, the way that we veterans are used to doing now, where we almost never use the story missions, but we go through everything else in whatever pattern we've deemed the best, whether it's like daily missions first or special missions or world boss or alliance battle or whatever. So one thing, guys, that I will say overall for the video and for the new player experience, I did feel that the story missions were a little bit long. I don't know if that's the case just because I'm a veteran and if new players don't think it's long and they think it's just fun all the way through, but I just feel like there's like over 100 missions. So that's kind of a lot, and you have to go through almost all of them to unlock everything, like all the bonus perks, all the items, all the gifts, all the characters, and it's actually really important that you go through the story missions before you do one of the crucial aspects of the game. So hopefully it shows up soon, but on the main page there's a little like green leaf that says Hero's Journey, and it will give you a list of characters. Most of them suck, and it will say select one of these characters, and by the end of the story mode they will be 6 stars. And this sounds so epic and promising, but it's a huge trap. I mean, it's not an intentional trap. I think Netmarble's just trying to make the game more digestible for new players who don't want to go and look up guides and go on the Reddit and watch my boring ass videos, and who just want to get a strong character fast that they like. And so the hero's journey is really for those people who are like, oh yeah, Thor, or like, oh yeah, Elektra, she's so cool, I just want her to be 6 stars now. And then they select their favorite character, hopefully that's on the list, because not all the characters are on the hero's journey list. But they select the character they like the most, they go through, and then they feel cool when after 10-8 or 10-5 or whenever it is, they get the character at 6 stars. The reason why it's a letdown, this part is so badass, but I skipped through it. But the reason why it's a letdown, or why it's not the most efficient way to go about it, is because if you unlock almost all of the characters on the list, and I say almost because you actually only have to clear the game, the story mode game, up to, I believe it's mission 7.5 or 7.6. Once you do that, your hero's journey will change, and it will become the journey of growth. Slightly different name. So you can see there, guys, in the bottom right. It'll show up in a second. It's the green little plant that I was talking about, the hero's journey plant. Don't complete that. Don't finish it. You want to make it change. That was it right there. You want to make it change into the journey of growth. And what the journey of growth will do, as you guys will see later on in the video, is the journey of growth will basically change your rewards. Instead of being tied to a specific character, it will give you biometrics packages that, you know, kind of multiply up to 630. So you'll get a 10, a 20, a 40, an 80, a 160, and then a 320. and then that will give you way more flexibility to allocate them to characters that you specifically want, because the list of characters from the hero's journey is really small and it includes a lot of bad characters, and it doesn't include that many useful characters. Probably the most useful character on the hero's journey is either Iron Fist or Kingpin, both of which can be farmed from the story mode missions. So if you're being free to play, or if you don't mind the grind, it's much better for you to wait and transition that hero's journey into the journey of growth. Do not accept the hero's journey, just ignore it until it changes into journey of growth, and then from there do all of the quests, all of the prerequisites for the journey of growth, and then you will get a much better outcome in the end for your account if you're starting brand new. Okay, guys? This part right here was really hilarious. Commander, we need your help. Review our game. But I was actually really surprised when I first saw that, because I was confused by it. It's not very well branded, and it's not very clear that it's the game that's asking you that. Now, I mean, upon further inspection, it is pretty clear, but at least for me, because I don't think they had that when the game first came out, when I started playing it, it caught me off guard, and I thought almost it was like spam or some kind of I don't know, phishing attempt or something. I was really surprised. So maybe Netmarble needs to do a better job of branding that page or that pop-up to make it seem like it's more Future Fight related. But even the color scheme is all off. It's white and gold, which is really strange to me. But maybe you guys have different thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. So I couldn't even unlock autoplay at this point. I was pretty pissed off. It gets kind of annoying to tap the auto attack or the basic attack button 50 times, because every character's skill cooldown is way too long for me to handle because I'm impatient as hell. But here, just for new players, if you're looking for some actual gameplay tips and not just my rambling bullshit, the best thing to do is when you have a character like Loki with kind of a straight-on attack, like his 2-star skill, the ice thing. Yeah, that's the real name, guys, ice thing. What you want to do is you want to kind of group all the mobs up together. You want to group all the enemies up by running into the room and running in a circle or 2 circles, and then you run back out into the hallway, and they'll all follow you single file like a bunch of fucking lemmings. And then you just, you're halfway or 3/4 of the way down the hallway, and you just turn around, you do a 180, and you blast them right in the face, and you'll take out 20-30 of those suckers in one shot. And then you can kind of get around the really long cooldown times if you're struggling with clearing story mode. That's one thing that I did not struggle for at all. I remember very clearly that when I started this game, I actually lost a good number of times in the story mode missions. Granted, I was using a character that's under DPS. It was speed character, it was Spider-Man. But even then, I was having a hard time. Obviously, abilities, skills, damage, and the story mode has been tweaked a ton in the year plus that I was doing it. But I did remember that I did feel this time around that it's much easier, and that the difficulty only starts to get anywhere close to one where you need to pay attention around chapter 6, chapter 7. This part's really great. I love this. The pop-up about joining an alliance, all the benefits, and then it sends you immediately to the page where you can search for an alliance. I think that's just great. I didn't show you any more of that clip because it's pretty self-explanatory, but I just really liked that they did that, and that they featured alliances so prominently for new players. I think that's excellent. Here, daily missions unlocked. I love the kind of joy that you see from that giant unlock animation. I think it's great. The uniform 60% off is kind of annoying. Here you guys can see the hero's journey. I'm almost done. I only have 2 characters left that I haven't unlocked, but funny enough, and this one will show you, I don't actually unlock the characters. So here in this part of the video, I've already transitioned to the journey of growth, and you can see here, guys, this is the breakdown of all the tutorial quests that you need to complete in order to get all of the items from it. But as you guys can see, the journey of growth gives you a hell of a lot more bang for your buck, or bang for your time, because you haven't actually spent any money on the game yet. And it's all just tutorial based, so it still gives you information, it still teaches you about the game if you're still learning, but overall it will give you a much more flexible bonus because it gives you the biometric selectors instead of the one character progress. So it's much more flexible, it's much preferred, and it's strongly recommended for new players. and thus for whatever reason you don't like value, so that's what the journey of growth is like. You guys can see here that I go through it, and you guys can see here I've only cleared up to chapters 7-9, so I believe it's somewhere around 7-8, 7-9, 7-7 where it transitions from the hero's journey to the journey of growth. I still don't have on this character, on this account, I still don't have Thor or Black Panther unlocked, which were the characters for the hero's journey that remained. But for some reason, I guess because I cleared far enough in the story mission, or maybe because enough days had passed since I started playing the game, it just automatically transitioned me into the journey of growth, and that's what you want it to do ultimately. Okay, so here you guys can see it goes through more tutorials. It's very clear about the objectives, and it does a really good job of highlighting the exact thing that it wants you to learn and focus on. So I think that's really, really nice. They don't over clutter the interface with too many pop-ups and too many tidbits of information, but they do absolutely flood your gift box with so many goodies, XP chips, crystals, energy, debris, hashtag debris boys, and all this kind of stuff. So it's really, really great. So yeah, we go through the ISO, guys. We learn about this kind of stuff. Obviously, you guys can learn more about this in some of my other videos if you want. So it's not too in depth, of course, on the tutorial for Netmarble's end. A lot of the game mechanics and a lot of the stuff that we go into in depth, on the Reddit, in my videos and other people's videos, is stuff that just it needs to be learned over time or needs to be learned from other players. It's never actually discussed in the game. That's obviously intentional by Netmarble, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But it can be misleading if a character goes through if a player goes through all of the tutorials for their character and thinks that they know all about the game, but then it turns out they're still missing a lot of these, secondary, tertiary facts and kind of, efficiencies, best practices that the game just never reveals to them. One other thing I did notice, in case new players are worried about it, but your energy will almost constantly be over the limit. Because you're leveling up so fast, and every time you level up it maxes out your energy. So don't worry too much about that. Try to burn off your extra energy by doing missions, of course, but you do also want to take advantage of hot time to get the bonuses on gold and XP, because XP is probably the most valuable thing for a new player because all your characters are so low level. So just run the highest mission you can as many times as you can, and try to get your characters leveled up that way. But don't worry too much if you're over the energy max. This is not a game that punishes you for not having energy. They're quite generous about it. And as you guys can see there, I don't have Thor, and yet I went through to the journey of growth, which is excellent. So that's the way to do it, guys. What else do we have here? This is basically the end of the video, guys. So what I wanted to see, guys, what I wanted to show you guys is basically how the new player experience feels, how it looks, and how new players are introduced to this game that we love and that I've been playing for more than a year. So overall, I say that Netmarble has done an excellent job. I'm not really, nothing really stands out in my mind as something that they could change or make better. Just minor tweaks here and there, but nothing substantial. But let me know what you guys think they should change or what they should make different in the game, especially for new players. And of course, guys, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.